true your most famous line came from a 4-year-old?
I mean, kind of. The middle kid, Miles, he's very much like me. He's very particular about what he likes, more what he doesn't like. He says, I don't like it. Well, he has the same speech impediment than I did, where the L's and the R's turn into W's, and so it ends up, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I was home, you know, we finished Avengers in September, so I went back. I took like 6 months off, so I was around the kid every single day. And what I found was that phrase somehow worked its way into my day-to-day vernacular. So I'm a 33-year-old man. I say at least 4 to 5 times a day, just to myself, I don't like it. God, I don't like it.
Is it true?
You know I got bad luck. Do you know who Tito Ortiz is?
Tito Ortiz.
Tito Ortiz,
yes.
former light heavyweight champion, UFC.
Yes.
Apparently he owns a bar, and the person from Florida tells me, if you drive past this bar and you see a white Rolls Royce outside, that means Tito's in the building. Ooh. I drive past, Rolls Royce is there, I go to the bar, motherfucking Tito. Wow. So I sit down, find out they have a raffle. I love a raffle. You know what a raffle is? You win shit. There's 3 other people at the bar. I'm gonna win this f***ing raffle.
Yeah.
I go to Tito, what's the prize? He goes, it's a bottle of vodka. I'm like, okay. Then he goes, but the final prize after the pay-per-view is over, a championship belt.
Wow.
And I see this f***ing belt, and I love belts. But it's a big, like, champion belt, you know?
Yep.
I never won in MMA. I'm on 0-3, so
yeah.
I need a f***ing belt. 3 people at the bar, raffle, belt, championship. So I go, okay, how much the ticket? He goes, $10 a raffle. I go, give me 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, what? I go, give me 40. So I got 40 f***ing raffle ticket. I'm getting this belt. I spread them out at the bar. I take a selfie to my friends. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be a champion. So then, first round, they pull the vodka. Of course, I win the vodka. I have all the f***ing tickets.
Yeah.
Dude, my flight is at 4 a.m. We wait till 2 a.m. for the final raffle. Those people leave. There's one guy sleeping at the bar. Tito puts his hand in the bucket. Guess what? The guy wins.
Nah.
Literally, they wake him up.
Oh my God.
They put the belt on him. $400. Dude, fuck you. I didn't even get a picture with Tito. Dude, today Tito posts, our champ at Tito's Cantina last night. Takes a picture with the retard. He goes, everyone had a great night. Oh, did they? Where's my f***ing belt? I didn't even get a t-shirt. Is it a scam? You know I got bad luck.
How did you get your father-in-law's approval? My girlfriend Katya warned me 100 times about her father. He's old-school Russian, military background, hates Americans, thinks we're all soft. She showed me a photo of her sister's ex-boyfriend leaving their house with a bloody nose after failing some kind of test. The guy was a banker from Connecticut and lasted exactly 1 dinner. Papa has this thing, she explained. He and his friends from the factory will challenge any boyfriend to prove himself. Drinking games, arm wrestling, sometimes worse. So I did what any desperate person would do. Started taking Russian lessons in secret, 6 months of practice, Russian podcasts during my commute, Soviet movies with subtitles. Even started hanging out at this Russian bathhouse in Brighton Beach, where old men played cards and complained about everything. The night finally came. Their house in Queens. I brought flowers for her mother. Odd number, never even. That's for funerals. Good vodka for her father. Chocolates for her grandmother. Victor was sitting with 3 other men, all in their 60s, all looking like they could bench press a car. American boy wants to date my Katya, Victor said, barely looking up from his cards. The men were speaking Russian, making comments about my clothes. Too neat. My handshake, acceptable. My chances, 0. They assumed I couldn't understand. $20 says he throws up before the 3rd shot, one said in Russian. Victor stood up. You know how we do things? You want my daughter, you drink with us. You refuse, you leave. He set down homemade Samagon, probably 140 proof, clear as water, strong enough to strip paint. No Zakuski until I say. No food between shots. Basically a death sentence. First shot, I knocked it back smooth. No face, no cough. The boy didn't flinch, Dmitri muttered in Russian. 2nd shot, 3rd shot, 4th, my stomach was on fire, but I kept my face neutral. Now we play game, Victor announced. 6 glasses, 5 have vodka, 1 has water. If you get water, you lose. You leave, never come back. In Russian, Pavel whispered, they're all vodka. We just tell him 1 is water. I reached for the closest glass, downed it. Vodka, obviously. I lose? I asked in English, playing dumb. No, that was vodka. Continue. 5 rounds, 17 shots deep. These old Russians barely swaying while my liver screamed for mercy. He's still standing, Sergei said in Russian. The Connecticut boy passed out after 12. Let's see how he handles truth, Victor replied in Russian. Then in English, you want to marry my daughter? I love your daughter. Love, American word, means nothing. He switched to Russian, talking to his friends. These Americans think love is enough. No understanding of sacrifice, of strength. At least he can drink, Dmitri admitted in Russian. But can he provide? He works with computers, Victor said dismissively in Russian. Soft hands. Katya could have married Alexei, Pavel added. Good Russian boy. Owns 3 auto shops. Victor poured another round. Last test. You tell joke. Make us laugh. You fail. You leave. I stood up, swaying slightly. Started in English. A man walks into a bar. They looked bored. Then I switched to perfect Russian. But seriously, you know the difference between American vodka and Russian vodka? American vodka is like American friendship. Looks clean, tastes like nothing, gives you a headache. Russian vodka is like Russian friendship. Hurts at first, might kill you. But if you survive, you're brothers for life. Dead silence. Victor's Victor's shot glass stopped halfway to his mouth. How long? He asked in Russian. 6 months, I replied in Russian. Every morning, every night. You listened to us mock you and said nothing. A wise man speaks when he has something to say. Victor walked over, put both hands on my shoulders. All vodka, every glass. We lied. I know. Pavel explained after the second round. Victor laughed, really laughed. Katya, your American is actually Russian. She ran in, saw me speaking Russian with her father. You learned Russian? Surprise? That's when the room started properly spinning. Victor caught me before I hit the ground. I woke up 45 minutes later on the couch with the worst headache of my life. Victor was sitting next to me. You could have said something earlier. Saved yourself 20 shots. Would you have respected me? No. He paused. You marry her. I give permission. My heart exploded with joy. Victor, the impossible father-in-law, had given his blessing. I stumbled to the bathroom to splash water on my face, already imagining telling Katya the good news. She'd gone upstairs earlier, probably to let her father handle me. I was about to knock on her door when I heard her voice through the thin walls. On the phone, speaking Russian. I froze, my hand an inch from the door. We can't sleep together anymore, she was saying in Russian. I'll tell my boyfriend I got pregnant. My blood turned to ice water, suddenly sober. No, Alexei, listen to me. The same Alexei who owned 3 auto shops. It's getting too complicated. Silence. Then, fine. One more time. But after that, we're done. He's actually serious about marrying me. I stood there, hands still raised to knock. 20 shots of vodka churning in my stomach along with something worse. I walked through the door to confront her. Full story on channel link below. How did you—
What's the most disrespectful thing you witnessed at a military ceremony? Fort Carson, Colorado. Memorial service for Sergeant First Class Garrett Holloway. Killed in action in Afghanistan 3 weeks earlier. The whole battalion was there. Dress uniforms, polished boots, flags at half-mast. Everyone was quiet and respectful. You could hear people crying softly in the back rows. Garrett's wife sat in the front with their 2 young daughters. Both girls wearing black dresses, holding their mom's hands. The chaplain was reading from scripture. Commander was preparing to give his speech. That's when this guy walks in 20 minutes late. Civilian clothes. Ripped jeans and a faded band t-shirt. Sunglasses on even though we're indoors. Baseball cap worn backwards. He looked like he just rolled out of bed. Everyone turned to stare. You don't show up to a military memorial looking like you're heading to a barbecue. This was beyond disrespectful. The guy didn't seem to care about the stairs. Just walked down the center aisle like he owned the place. Boots squeaking on the floor, making noise during the chaplain's prayer. He stopped right at the front row, right next to Garrett's widow. Stood there looking at the memorial display. Photos of Garrett, his combat awards, his folded flag. Then this guy does something that made my blood boil. He laughed. Not loud, but we all heard it. A genuine chuckle while staring at a fallen soldier's memorial. People started whispering angrily. Some NCOs were half standing, ready to throw this disrespectful punk out. How dare he laugh at a memorial service? The guy pulled out his phone, started scrolling through it while the chaplain was still talking, not even pretending to pay attention. Our battalion commander, Colonel Brennan, looked ready to explode. His face was turning red. He nodded to the sergeant major, who started moving toward the guy. That's when Garrett's wife, Shannon, did something unexpected. She reached up and grabbed the guy's hand, pulled him down to sit next to her. The guy sat between Shannon and her daughters, still wearing his sunglasses, still looking completely out of place. But Shannon was holding his hand tight. Her daughters immediately grabbed onto him too. The older one climbed into his lap. Both girls were crying into his shirt. Everyone was confused now. Who was this disrespectful guy? And why was Garrett's family treating him like he belonged there? The memorial continued. Commander gave his speech about Garrett's service and sacrifice. The guy in civilian clothes just sat there. Didn't stand for the national anthem. Didn't salute. Nothing. At the end, they did the final roll call. Called out Garrett's name 3 times with no answer. 21 gun salute outside. Taps playing on a lone bugle. The guy finally took off his sunglasses. That's when we saw his face properly for the first time. He was crying. Silent tears running down his cheeks. After the ceremony, people were still angry. Our Sergeant Major, Sterling Pacheco, approached Shannon. Ma'am, I'm sorry, but we need to talk about your guest's behavior. Shannon looked surprised. What do you mean? That's Wade, Garrett's best friend since childhood. With respect, ma'am, he showed up late, dressed inappropriately, and was on his phone during the service. That's when Shannon explained everything. Wade and Garrett grew up together, enlisted together, went through basic training as battle buddies. Wade was with Garrett in Afghanistan. Same unit, same patrol. The IED that killed Garrett happened right in front of him. Wade carried Garrett's body 2 miles back to base, took enemy fire the whole way, refused to leave his friend behind. After that, Wade had a complete breakdown. Severe PTSD. Couldn't wear uniforms anymore. Couldn't handle military formality. Couldn't be around crowds without having panic attacks. The sunglasses weren't disrespect. He couldn't handle making eye contact with people. The phone wasn't boredom. He was looking at photos of Garrett to keep himself calm. The laugh Shannon heard. Wade was looking at the memorial display. Saw a photo of him and Garrett from basic training. They were both making stupid faces at the camera. It made him smile for just a second before the grief hit again. Wade hasn't left his apartment in 3 weeks, Shannon said. The fact that he came today, even like this, shows how much Garrett meant to him. He's trying so hard just to be here. The sergeant major looked over at Wade. He was sitting on a bench outside, both of Garrett's daughters hugging him, still crying quietly. Before Garrett deployed, he made Wade promise something. Shannon continued. He said if anything happened, Wade had to take care of his girls, be their uncle, help them remember their dad. Wade's the reason I know how Garrett died. He came to my house the day after, could barely speak, but he told me everything. Told me Garrett didn't suffer. Told me his last words. Wade gave me that closure, even though reliving it was destroying him. Sergeant Major Pacheco walked over to Wade. We all watched, expecting him to apologize. Instead, Sterling stood at attention and saluted. A long, proper salute to a civilian. Thank you for bringing him home. Wade tried to stand, but the girls wouldn't let go, so he just nodded. He would have done the same for me. The whole battalion lined up. One by one, we saluted Wade. This guy in ripped jeans and a band t-shirt. The man who saved our friend's body and now was trying to save his family. Turns out the most disrespectful looking person at the ceremony was actually the most devoted. Sometimes respect isn't about uniforms and formality. Sometimes it's about showing up even when you're completely broken inside. Wade still visits Shannon and the girls every week. Still can't handle crowds or uniforms, but he's there, keeping his promise to Garrett. That's real respect, the kind you can't see in pressed uniforms or polished boots. What's the most disrespectful thing you—
We landed in a private airport. I set my backpack with all my jewelry on there. So the lady said, I'm sorry, the jewelry's too much. If it's over 25K, you gotta declare it. Like, man, fuck all that shit. I went and got back on my plane. So all of a sudden, as I'm sitting on my plane, everybody walk back on the plane like, yo, quote unquote, His Excellency just found out about this shit. And he pissed and he said, you walk straight through, no nothing. He was highly upset. I bring you gift over 25K. And he made his homie open the gift. It was a Frank Mueller watch. So I know, like, yeah, that's definitely over 25K. Oh, I forget. Lamborghini or Ferrari? I thought it was a general question. I said, oh, Lamborghini. I thought he was asking me what's better or something. Right. What color? I said, oh, you talking about me one? I said, black. In front of your house in 3 weeks. I am very sorry for this. I got that bit like 2-3 days ago. We landed in the